don't really know myself too well. Covering out, creating hell, wondering if my music sell out. I cannot make it by myself, even legends need some help on the way to reaching wealth, yeah. Enemies pray that you fall, they love when you pop them.
Hey, what's good with y'all? Welcome back to the menofvaluepodcast. I'm your host Samuel Liam, and this is the place where we speak about pressing issues men face on a daily basis, where we're building men of excellence, men of high standards, and most importantly, men of value. You get me? Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And I'm not going to speak too much before we get into the video, because today's topic is something that I want you guys to really pay attention to. Yeah, today we're speaking about how to become a man of value. You know, what does it mean to be a man of value? How do you become a man of value? When you are a man of value, what do you do? What is your lifestyle? You get me? That's what we're going to be talking about. And yeah, pretty excited. Let's get straight into this. So basically, yeah, when I speak about a man of value, first and foremost, I just want to kind of start this by saying, in a South African context, you understand that the men in South Africa were at a very challenging position, simply because as a man in South Africa, we do not have our own identity. You know, we were kind of in between mixed cultures, if I can say that. And there's nothing that we can really, as a collective, say, this is who we are. And I've spoken about this before in previous episodes, but if you're a man without identity, you're a man without purpose. And when you don't have purpose, you don't know why you're here and you don't know where you're going, meaning you're destined to live a life of mediocrity. But as soon as you flip that switch to say, I know who I am and I know where I'm going, all of a sudden your life is destined for greatness now, because you're moving with a purpose. You understand? And so having a sense of identity is probably the most important aspect to living a life of that is meaningful. And I've noticed that as South African men, we don't necessarily have that identity. We don't have something that we can hold on to say, this is who we are, this is how we behave. You know, we kind of all have these mixed cultures, and we take inspiration from maybe America, maybe from the UK. But as a collective, we don't have something to hold us down to say, yo, this is who we are. You understand? And actually, I went and I did something pretty cool for you guys. I made a little ebook about this topic, right? And I'm gonna give it the ebook at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. It's a free ebook. You'll see it in the description below. And basically, it's just it runs through my thought processing of this idea. It was actually supposed to be the script for this video, but I wrote down so much information that there's no way that I can possibly fit it into the time that I have with you now. So I'm just going to read a short extract from it, because I think this is the best way that it can be said, you know. But I really do recommend that you go after this video, check out that ebook, download it, share it with your friends. It really is a valuable resource, and it gets you reading more. You get me? When you read, you learn, and learning how to learn is learning how to earn. So yeah, let me read into this real quick. And this is kind of about identity. You get me? So, and over the years, I've learned that there is nothing more honorable than becoming a man of value. A man that never settles for anything less than he deserves. A man that is empathetic enough to understand that people deserve to be treated with respect, kindness, and care, regardless of their race, gender, or financial status. A man strong enough to understand that life has hardships and that his dreams have been given to him not by accident but are given by design. A man that realizes that there's power in his influence, that the next generation is dependent on his presence. A man that does not cower in the face of confrontation but stands firm in what he believes and represents his people proudly and respectfully. A man that understands that he will make mistakes but is self-aware enough to grow and correct them. A man that is strong enough to understand that sometimes he needs help when battling difficult situations and that help is available. A man that understands that he leads his family from a point of influence and not a point of aggression. A man that speaks positivity into young lives and does not degrade any human being regardless of their age or influence. A man that uses his voice to stand up for injustices and does not walk away when situations don't immediately impact him. A man that is brave enough to say, I know I am broken. A man that is honest enough to say, I'm sorry that I hurt you. A man that is brave enough to say, what you did hurt me. A man that is open enough to say, I know I'm not there yet, but I'm trying, I am working, and I will be better. A man that can hold his head high and know that he positively impacted the people in his country. A man of value. We need more men of value. You get me? So this is just an extract from what I said in that ebook, but this is so powerful on its own. And I really recommend that you go after and you download this ebook and you read this thing properly, because obviously I can't give you the full context on what I said here. But to me, when I wrote this is what I believe a man of value is. And this is what I believe us men in South Africa need to strive for. This is what we need to try and become. Because you'll hear a lot of the time, especially in our culture, as a man, you'll hear this, you'll hear people speak about high value men. You know, you'll hear people speak about red pill awareness or alpha males. You get me? And what they're referring to is they're referring to the 1% person. You know, somebody that is so wealthy, they're in the 1% of earners. And their status is so high, they're in the 1% of celebrities. You get me? That's what they're referring to when they speak about a high value man. And I took that concept and I said, but that is really unrealistic for most people. You know, not everybody needs to be at the top of everything like that. And although it is good to strive for the best, and I really recommend you do it, but sometimes we just need a baseline, a standard that we can just hop onto regardless of where you are, regardless of your financial status, regardless of the type of person you are, regardless of whether you're seen as a good person or a bad person. We need a baseline that we can connect to. And I saw this and I said, yo, that's what it means to be a man of value. It means that you hold yourself to a certain standard regardless of where you are, regardless of your financial status, regardless of who you are. You treat people with respect regardless. You get me? You hold yourself accountable on a different level. That's what I feel it means to be a man of value. And when I was writing this, I sat down and I thought, man, like, there's so many people that completely disregard their influence. There's so many people that completely disregard their position. And I think this, if we're open to it, and if you're wise enough, and if you're strong enough, and if you're courageous enough, and if you're brave enough to take that step to say, yo, I want to be better, I need to be better. Maybe this can be a point for you to land on, a point for you to aim to say, let me, when I'm walking, let me be a man of value. You know, I said this in another video as well, that when I was in high school, I was discovering my identity. You get me? And I've discovered that for me, there's 3 main aspects to me that are my core identity and they will never change. And that is that I'm a man of God, I'm a man of wealth, and I'm a man of value. And those aspects are never going to change because that's who I am at my core. And so every situation that I go into, I bring those aspects with me. When I approach somebody, the first thing that I'm approaching them as is a man of God. You get me? And this is what we need to be striving for. This is what we need to be working for, or working towards, let me say. But yeah, that's literally all that I wanted to speak to you guys about today. Just this one topic to say, this is what it really means to be a man of value. Obviously, there's more information and more context in that ebook that I will leave links in the description below. It is going to sign you up on an email list. If you do not want to be part of the email list, just unsubscribe. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Send this video to somebody, to the homies, to whoever, bro. Send this to your uncle, I don't know. But yeah, mad love. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.
I got money on my mind and I don't really know myself too well. Covering it out, creating hell, wondering if my music sell out. I cannot make it by myself, even legends need some help on the way to reaching wealth, yeah. Enemies pray that you fall, they love when you pop 'em.